This is another one of those shows that is a source of some of my childhood mental trauma and emotional distress. I don't know about you guys, but to this day, I still have nightmares and possibly even maybe might occasionally wet the bed, sometimes almost maybe occasionally, because of some of the things that were portrayed to me through this show. Like when Eustace took the slab and that creepy ghost guy was haunting at the outside talking about return the slab because Eustace wanted to hit himself a lick, dude, and the ops pulled up to do a drive-by, bro. I still have that burned in my memory to this day. The Courage the Cowardly Dog Iceberg explained. Let's see what we got.
The Courage the Cowardly Dog Iceberg explained. Hello everyone, Bookavalis here with another video.
Man.
Courage the Cowardly Dog was one of those shows that creeped me out as a child. It basically caused me to have an existential crisis, and I wasn't alone either, as tons of people have made videos on its unsettling nature, as well as creating theories trying to explain why the show had such a dark undertone, one of them speculating that it all takes place in hell. The first episode aired on February 18th, 1996, and ran until its final episode on November 22nd,
I didn't even realize it was that old.
Before we begin, if you enjoy content like this, be sure to subscribe and leave a like.
I wasn't even swimming in the
check out our channel
yet.
Discord, linked in the pinned comment. We play games and talk about stuff there. With that out the way, let's get into the
I like
Courage
talking about
Iceberg.
stuff. Surface level, John Dilworth. That's a name. Freaky Fred. Dude's definitely a fucking freak, bro. Courage Scooby-Doo crossover. One of the crossovers that took way too damn long to finally get, bro. One of the greatest crossovers since Jimmy Neutron and Timmy Turner, bro. Since the Power Rangers and the Ninja Turtles.
Creepy farm stories. The show's concept and background was inspired by the creepy farm stories John Dilworth, the creator of the series, would hear. These stories would range from alien encounters, paranormal activity, and other strange occurrences that farmers would come across in desolate farmlands. This is one of the reasons why we mainly see the three characters alone in the middle of nowhere. In one case, a farmer reported that one of his cows had been mutilated so precisely that it couldn't have been done by a person or animal, as it had laser-like cuts and left none of the cow's blood on the scene.
Laser-like cuts and no blood, dude. Yeah, it was the Terminator. He wanted to make himself a new coat, bro.
John Dilworth is the creator of the animated series. He attended the School of Visual Arts in New York, where he graduated in 1985 with a Bachelor's of Art. Some of the things that inspired him the most were Miyazaki's Porco Rosso and My Neighbor Totoro, instilling a love of the mix between fantasy and innocence that would later be integrated into Courage the Cowardly Dog. Courage and Scooby-Doo crossover.
We're just gonna not acknowledge that, right? That's it.
Film set to release in September 2021, where the Scooby-Doo gang and the Courage the Cowardly Dog characters finally meet in a feature-length film. Though this isn't the first time they meet, as they have been seen interacting with each other in the past for promo material. Overall, the trailer was entertaining, and the character designs work well with each other, as they are very similar. Check it out.
Jackpot! Watch the masters at work. Needs more mustard.
They high as hell, bro. Dude, I know Eustace be growing the good kush, bro. The granddaddy.
The original pilot. After graduation, Dilworth became an art director at Baldy, Bloom, and Willian Advertising, but continued to work on his own films in his spare time, providing much of his own funding. His animated short, The Chicken from Outer Space, was his home run though, as it was nominated for an Academy Award in 1996. Cartoon Network later commissioned Dilworth to turn the short into a series, which eventually became Courage the Cowardly Dog. The original pilot was similar to the main series, as it was mostly silent and involved the three main characters, though they did look a bit different. It involved Courage trying to save his owners from an alien disguised as a chicken. Though the short was fun and playful, it had the subtle unsettling vibes that most of the episodes had. Shotgun/mask. Eustace's mask is what looks to be some sort of tribal mask or thrift shop souvenir, previously owned by his mother. We see the mask at the end of the introduction of each episode, where Eustace uses it to scare Courage. Eustace was originally going to have a double-barrel shotgun to scare Courage, but it had to be replaced with a mask by Cartoon Network's request shotgun to scare Courage. Eustace was originally going to have a double-barrel shotgun to scare Courage.
Yeah, I'd say that definitely terrified a small, innocent, anxious dog. Definitely having it stare down the barrel of its imminent doom and untimely death, unavoidable tragedy. Like, what is that?
But it had to be replaced with a mask by Cartoon Network's request. Freaky Fred.
I wonder why. Wonder why, dude.
Fred is Eustace.
What's wrong with that? Promoting double barrel to the children.
And Muriel's nephew, who visits and first appears in the episode Freaky Fred. He is known as one of the most memorable antagonists of the show. Though Muriel seems quite fond of him, Courage is terrified of him, and Eustace hates him at first, calling him freaky. Fred's compulsions are similar to those of serial killer. He started on smaller animals and moved on to people. He also shows personality traits of a mentally ill person, though he never actually murders them and only shaves them. Some theorize that he represents a childhood abuser, as Courage is taken alone.
I'd say that's much worse, dude. You come to my house and you shave all of my hair off? I feel like that, right? I feel like Slaughter. I feel like they're sort of on the same level.
Some theorize that he represents a childhood abuser, as Courage is taken alone into a bathroom, and that Courage is recalling his traumatizing past. Subway toys. I guess this is referencing the kids' meal toys that came out either in the late 90s or early 2000s of the series, depicting Courage in scary situations. Overall, it seemed to be a short campaign, as I can't find them advertised anywhere in Subway ads.
Nice. Hamilton.
The reboot hoax. Around 2018, there was a picture going around that displayed a new character design of Courage in the popular CalArts style, and next to it, a supposed release date of February 30th, 2019.
Dude, I've seen that. I remember seeing that, and the entire internet was spiraling into a frenzy. Just complete brutal chaos and mass hysteria, bro. They was up in arms. They were burning down things, bro. They was flipping
February
cars.
30th, 2019. Although February only had 28 days. It was an obvious gag, but some took it seriously, enough for Snopes to debunk it. 3D reboot. The Fog of Courage is a CGI animated special of Courage the Cowardly Dog. The special was produced in 2012 through 2013 as the possible pilot for a CGI revival of Courage. It only aired in Southeastern Asia in November 2013, with an Indian airing following up in September 2014. However, it can be viewed by residents of the United States on YouTube. This is the second appearance of the CGI Courage, but this time making its full appearance. The first being in the episode Hard Drive Courage. CGI and texture mapping. At a glance, you may think that the series was just like any other 2D animated show, but this cartoon pushed boundaries in the animation field, as it was one of the first shows to integrate CGI and texture mapping, giving it a surreal and unique look. It's even seen in the 90s original short in the form of a CGI flying saucer and a 2D landscape. It was cancelled. There are a few theories as to why the series was cut short, with only 4 seasons.
I've got a couple of reasons. PTSD, mental trauma, emotional distress.
In 52 episodes.
To name a few.
Some say that the plot of the show was creatively limited and that the producers thought it was best to end it. Others believe that it was done by force due to a controversial episode titled The Mask that depicted a lesbian woman running away from her abusive boyfriend to be with another girl, sparking outrage from certain people in the Cartoon Network studios. But what do you think? Hamilton. Smart talk with raisins.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. When I was a kid and I was watching this, I did not catch on to that whatsoever, bro. Like, I thought
to be with another girl.
Like, I did not catch on to that whatsoever.
In the Cartoon Network studios. But what do you think? Hamilton. Smart Talk with Raisins was made in 1993 for MTV's Liquid Television and was created by John
What?
Dilworth.
Did he get ran over by a bus?
Featured a character named Hamilton who closely resembles Courage, who may have been a prototype of the character, though he has 4 fingers while Courage has 3. Live action integration.
Now I love how you look at this hideous beast, and the one characteristic you point out is, oh yeah, he's got 4 fingers.
So he has 4 fingers while Courage has 3.
Yeah.
Live action integration. This entry is referencing the spirit of Harvest Moon, a demonic spirit from the episode The House of Discontent. It was upset with Eustace and Muriel for not respecting their land and never giving an offering on the night of Harvest Moon. Because of this, he cast a spell on the farm, causing all sorts of strange events to happen, and then demanded their departure of the house. Following the refusal of Eustace and Muriel, the spirit offers them 10 minutes to grow a plant. When Eustace refuses to grow something...
Look at this image, bro! Just look at this, dude! They aired this at 3:30 in the afternoon on a Wednesday.
Muriel and the spirit argue with him, calling him stubborn. The live-action integration of the face scarred a few kids for life, as it was rather creepy for a kids' animated series. They Might Be Giants special. They Might Be Giants is an alternative rock band that had a surge of popularity in the 90s. This entry is referring to the Courage the Cowardly Dog AMV music video they created for Cartoon Network. Take a look.
Who's gonna get the dog? Courage the cowardly dog. Courage the cowardly dog.
Yeah.
Something horrible wants to destroy our humble nowhere shack. Who will protect our home? Someone protect our home. Who will protect our home? Courage the cowardly dog.
Yeah.
Courage the cowardly dog.
Okay. I'd never listen to that song again. The Skinwalker Theory! We really can't escape these damn skinwalkers, can we? Racial problems! Excuse me? The fetus? Dude, what?
Games. Though the series has no official video games,
The Abyss, that's where I've spiraled into.
from the series appear in Cartoon Network's Block Party and Cartoon Network's Racing, as well as in official and non-official online flash games. I gotta say though, a Courage the Cowardly Dog sandbox type game would have been fascinating to play, as many of the characters they come across in the show are already 3-dimensional and their adventures would be pretty trippy. Season 1 and Beyond theory. This theory proposes that Muriel and Eustace died in Season 1, and all the episodes afterwards are just a figment of Courage's imagination.
Why? What is the reason for coming up with that theory? Why do you sit there? You sat there on your couch, and you were watching Courage, and you were like, you know what? What if they died? Why? What is the reason for that?
The evidence being the final scene from the season where Courage controls Eustace and Muriel as puppets from the staircase and reenacts Eustace trying to scare Courage with the Ooga Booga mask. Courage leaps back into Muriel's lap and acts out a scared reaction, closing the episode and season 1 with The Things I Do for Love. This is a pretty dark season ending for a children's show, but the creator is a big fan of letting viewers come to their own conclusions on what the messages mean. Racial problem.
Why was that so depressing? Why was that?
Own conclusions on
Pain and agony.
what the messages mean. Racial problem. Though for the most part the series was not controversial and the majority of their storyboards were greenlighted by Cartoon Network, they did run into a production problem when creating the episode Courage Under the Volcano due to the fact that the skin...
Oh my god! Stop, bro! I didn't. Come on now.
when creating the episode Courage Under the Volcano due to the
Stop,
fact that the skin
bro.
color of the indigenous people was seen as insensitive as they
my
had crooked teeth and
God.
spoke in broken English, which paralleled minstrel cartoons, but instead of scrapping the episode entirely, they decided to paint the islanders blue to avoid any controversy.
Dude, that's
His real
crazy.
parents. After Courage
Nah, that's fucking crazy, bro. Bro, again, looking back on this, when I was a little kid, I didn't peep that. I didn't even, dude. What?
to avoid any controversy. His real parents. After Courage sees a list of missing dogs, a flashback
This is one of the
appears,
saddest
showing
things I've
Courage's
ever seen in my
backstory
entire
and how his
life.
parents got sent into outer space by an evil veterinarian, who then chases him, but escapes at the cost of losing both parents, until Muriel and Eustace take him into their home and raise him. Years later, Muriel and Eustace take Courage back to the same veterinarian to get him checked out, but the veterinarian also attempts to send his owners into outer space. The episode was rather depressing, as it shows a dog's point of view of seeing their parents torn apart from them and then seeing their owners as their saviors.
It's so
Exorcist
sad, bro.
reference. After many sleepless
I remember
nights
I like tears. Violent sobbing, bro. Mucus pouring out of my face like lava.
as their
I'm telling you,
saviors.
it was not.
Exorcist reference. After many sleepless nights, Muriel orders a new mattress, paying no mind to the grotesque-looking delivery men that arrive on a sinister horse-drawn carriage, or the demonic face that appears on the mattress, and gladly accepts it. Courage attempts to warn his owners, but as usual they are clueless about the oncoming danger. Muriel heads upstairs and lies down on the mattress, locking Courage out of the room. Courage peeks through the
Bro,
bedroom
Muriel,
window.
thick as
She suddenly levitates above the bed, and as Courage watches in horror, he falls off the ladder. This is a clear reference to the movie The Exorcist, with the head turning and everything. Muriel even develops a green skin color and a deeper voice.
I've never watched
This
The
shit
Exorcist.
probably
so-
traumatized a few kids, let's be honest. Presumably due to graphic content, some of the scenes were censored in certain countries.
Bunch of wimps. What? Dude, I
The
thought that
King
was
Ramses
hilarious.
Curse episode. After Courage discovers an Egyptian stone slab near the water
Oh my God.
pump of the farmhouse, his
Imagine you go to a therapist and he brings in your science homework, dude.
after Courage
That's what he's doing right to me right now. Making me relive.
discovers an Egyptian
My
stone slab near the
trauma.
water pump of the farmhouse, his owner, Eustace, comes to find that the stone slab turns out to be a relic, stolen from the pharaoh's tomb, that is worth up to $1 million. Believing that it's his chance to get rich, Eustace refuses to return the stolen slab without payment, and the entire family faces the wrath of the curses as
Hit
a
the
result.
wrath.
The CGI integrated scene is what made this episode especially
You cannot tell me that this is one of the most frightening things that you've ever seen in your childhood. Imagine being 8.
significant
Imagine.
as it was out of place and haunting.
Just drank a juice
fetus
box.
creature.
Didn't end well for me.
While working with Courage
animal
around the farm,
crackers.
Eustace cites Courage's incompetence, telling him that he can't do anything right. While Courage is in the kitchen with Muriel trying to make some food, a mysterious elderly school teacher named the Perfectionist appears. Strangely, she can only be seen by Courage, implying that she may be imaginary. She claims that Courage is a disgrace, and knowing of Courage's struggles, decides to train him strictly into becoming a perfect dog, though she's not the creepy one of the episode. That comes near the end.
It's like Nanny
While Courage is
911.
sleeping, in a dream he sees a fetus-like creature floating in the abyss, scaring the hell out of him, and the audience as well.
Why do I not remember this demon? I'm kind of glad. I should be glad that this isn't something that I experienced as a child. I'm kind of upset now that I was presented with this, kind of upset about that now, because now I have witnessed it. Kind of wish it was 5 minutes ago when I hadn't yet.
I specifically
But I don't
love
remember
this
that at
scene, though,
all.
as it parallels the randomness of my own dreams.
What? It talked? Why?
The Skinwalker theory. In Navajo and other Native American cultures, a skinwalker is a type of harmful witch who has the ability to turn into, possess, or disguise themselves as an animal or other humans. They walk on all fours and are mostly seen in the New Mexico desert. Supposedly, the single house in the middle of nowhere in the series is based on a real house in New Mexico where an elderly couple used to live. They reported many strange incidents, and in one report mentioned seeing a skinwalker. Weeks later they vanished, and only their dog was found in the home. At first, the story and picture that went
What?
viral may seem fake, but the house is actually real, located in a city named Truth or Consequences in New Mexico. But the reality is even worse.
Why do I not live there? Truth and Consequences is one of the hardest names I've ever heard for a city. Why can't my hood be named like that, bro?
Went viral
That's
may seem
hard.
fake, but the house is actually real, located in a city named Truth or
Yo,
Consequences.
I'm from Truth and Consequences, bro. You gonna face these, you gonna face these consequences, and that's the truth. But that's cold.
In New Mexico.
That's
But
cold
the reality
as hell,
is even
bro.
worse, as the house was the place where the real gruesome murder of kids took place by a serial killer, David Parker Ray, targeting homes that were isolated from people and emergency services.
Well, that was definitely a very happy and wholesome ending. Definitely riding off into the sunset with my damsel in distress, bro. Dear God, that got dark very, very quickly. This entire iceberg, I realized there was nothing bright and chipper and happy about anything in this iceberg at all. Everything was dark and depressing and slightly disturbing. That flare's an issue with that, bro. Because, dear God,